Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for HBAR. I'm going to go over the micro we were looking for yesterday, but real quick on the daily, looking for this ABC to the upside to target around 11 cents. And if we get higher targets on this diagonal, it would be the 1.618 extension of the wave 1 off the 2, up around 12.85 cents. But we do have some confluence between the 1 to the 1 and the 1.382. So that would be my area of take profit around 11 cents. Now, I also wanted to show you my alternatives, and that is if we are actually in the middle of a larger correction in a larger B wave, that's our A, that's our B, and then we could look for a C to the upside. So it'd be in the middle of a 3-wave correction to the downside if we fail and break this previous low. Alternatively, we also have a triangle that we're following along to, which you can see in white, and that would be a similar buying area if we were getting the flat pattern I just showed you. All right, so those are my alternatives. Let's go back to my primary, and we'll zoom into this area. As of right now, we assumed we bottomed here. We came a little shy of expectations for our WXY. We didn't quite hit the 1-to-1 at 6 cents. We did pass the 0.618 extension of this W off the X, which is my minimum requirement to consider something complete. And it did hit on both linear and log. And on linear, we are actually between the 50 and the 618 of the third wave, as you can see. So we'll zoom into this area. Now yesterday, there is actually my drawing I was looking for, and we did come to target. So I'll remove that. So there is still some unknown in this area. The reason being is I'm still not sure if this is the wave 2 or if we just got a truncation and that's actually our bottom, just because we came so deep here. And if this is actually our bottom, we would expect one more move to the upside, or this is actually our diagonal to begin with here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see. And that fits a little bit better with trend lines. But in the grand scheme, if our fifth is done here, you can see in both counts it's pretty much finished. So it doesn't really matter in my point of view whether you call that the 1 or this the 1. It's very similar targets. It's not going to make a difference for the entry. So as of right now, it looks like we're complete. Looks like we made 5 waves up. We hit the 1.382 extensions for our wave 3. Came back for our 4th. Slight overlap. It's now a guideline and not a necessity, or we just missed it. And we got a little bit of overthrow for our 5th. So we can adjust this. Yeah, it looks okay. Sorry, just looking at the shapes. I like to use guidelines and shapes. Shapes are usually the biggest tell. Yeah, I think I like that better as our wave 1. But either way, like I said, it doesn't make a big difference for retracements. It's like literally tenths of a penny. So I pulled the fibs off the low and off our high of wave 5. If we pivot here, that's our A wave complete. Looking for a B wave to retrace. Now I already have a large bag of this, so I'm not actually trading this. I bought a long time ago in this huge consolidation area, so I'm not actually trading this because I hold so much already. But if I weren't trading it, I'd look for my standard buy entries is the 382, 50, and the 618, a third at each position. And if I get all 3 buys, the average price is the 50, and I'd put my stop at the low, targeting that 11 cents. Which is nice little risk reward currently of over 4 to 1 if we get that retracement. And if you're watching it in real time, you can get a little better entry, but if you're not paying attention, those are the buys I would buy at. 7.74, 7.53, 7.33 would be my buy areas, targeting 11 cents. But right now it does look like we have a high in at 8.45 cents, and we'll see if we start to pivot down from here. The only alternative I would see if we started to move to the upside and we are bullish is this is more complex. We actually get like a triple zigzag, and this is our third, fourth, working on a fifth wave. That would be my alternative if we don't get those deeper retracements right away. So unclear at the moment, but it does look like we do have a completed pattern potentially in. But if we do get a little bit of upside, I would just adjust those my third up to here, my fourth, and my fifth. As you can see, we've got to throw that on. I'm going to throw on my 618 of this move to the downside, just so I can see where a potential pivot or consolidation would come. Oh, that's way too slow, sorry. Zero, 300. $400. Okay, so we're between the 50 and the 618 right now, so it would be a good spot to get a correction here. And again, if we just go sideways, make one more pop, I just move my third over, readjust my trend lines, and re-pull my fibs for my entries. But yeah, it looks good. Looks like we got that pivot potentially in. And if we fail, this would have to be something super complex. I don't think we will personally, but we'd look for the 1-to-1, and this would all be an A, B, C. And we'd look for those alternative structures we looked at as in the middle of a B wave or a triangle. That's what I would look for if we failed here. And that would be this break you see in yellow at 6.71 cents would be a failure. And I'd look for the 1-to-1 extension of this W wave, and this would become our X, and this was a flat in between. All right, guys, so that's it for HBAR. Looks pretty good. Hopefully we get some follow through. And that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.